Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, KSAMC can't explain $33 million is spent on houses for poor, says Auditor General report. The Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation has not been able to provide information on its expenditure of $33 million under a housing program for poor persons between 2018 and 2022, an Auditor General's Department investigation has found. The integrity of the program was undermined by these transparency and accountability deficiencies, the Auditor General's Department has said in a report on a performance audit of Jamaica's social welfare program. The audit covered the period 2017-18 and 2023-24. The report was released by Parliament on Tuesday. One aspect of the probe focused on 10 projects administered by the KSAMC between June 2018 and August 2024 under the Municipal Social Assistance Program of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. Of the $63.3 million disbursed, only $30.3 million was properly accounted for, representing the construction of 4 houses for 2 fire victims and 2 registered indigents, the report said. However, auditors were unable to identify the beneficiaries of the remaining $33 million worth of houses. We couldn't determine the beneficiaries of the remaining $33 million worth of houses constructed and if the basic requirement established by the MLGCD were met, as the beneficiaries' names and the social reports were not presented, the report said. The audit further highlighted gaps in oversight across other aspects of the social assistance program. While funeral grants were supported by social investigation reports, the auditors flagged the concerns about the KSAMC's provision of education grants. We found no evidence of social investigations to validate the eligibility of individuals receiving education grants, the Auditor General's Department said. The Auditor General's Department said the Desmond McKenzie-led ministry provided incomplete data on the number of beneficiaries under the program between 2018-19 and 2023-24. Auditor General flags millions in unpaid statutory deductions for Pharmacy Council employees by Health Ministry. Statutory deductions amounting to $22.6 million from the salaries of employees at the Pharmacy Council of Jamaica were not paid over to Tax Administration Jamaica by the Ministry of Health and Wellness as at March 31, 2021, an audit by the Auditor General's Department has revealed. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis, in her annual report, which was tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, warned that the matter would be referred to the Financial Secretary for surcharge. She noted that amounts were owed from as early as 2013 and up to the time of reporting, December 2024, the indebtedness has increased to $35.46 million. This included penalty of $14.84 million and interest of $17.06 million. According to Monroe Ellis, Section 5.13.13.2 of the Financial Instructions requires all entities to pay statutory deductions to TAJ within 5 working days of the effective date of deductions or earlier. Therefore, the tardiness in paying over the statutory deductions violates the respective statutes under which the amounts were deducted and resulted in the Council incurring penalties and interest totaling $31.90 million. This also denied the Council employees' rights to benefits associated with the National Insurance Scheme and the National Housing Trust deducted from their salaries, she said. Secretary charged with fraud. Detectives attached to the Marante Bay Criminal Investigation Branch have arrested and charged the St. Thomas resident following a number of fraudulent incidents between November 11 and December 12, 2024. Reports from the lawmen are that on January 11, 2025, 3 complainants attended the station and reported that 31-year-old Rakim Rashina Ramsey, a secretary of Cottage Lane, Yalas, St. Thomas, collected $409,500 from each of them. It is alleged that Ramsey, while posing as a travel consultant, solicited the money from the complainant to supply Canadian work permits. Ramsey managed to accrue $1,228,500 from the complainants. Ramsey, who was not able to return the monies and allegedly used the monies for her own benefit, was subsequently arrested and charged based on the complainant's statements and a question and answer session. She was charged for fraudulent conversion, obtaining money by false pretense, and a conspiracy to defraud. INDECOM again calls for body cameras as 10 killed by security forces so far this year. The Independent Commission of Investigations is reporting 10 fatal shootings by the security forces since the start of the new year. INDECOM Commissioner Hugh Faulkner is again calling for the use of body-worn cameras during planned operations.
The Commission construes the data so far as being on par with the numbers for 2024, and 2024 recorded 189 fatalities, which was an increase of 34 on the 2023 figures involving the security forces. Accordingly, the Commission is repeating its call that the processes to acquire body-worn cameras are hastened so as to support the process of accountability and transparency in the operations of law enforcement and to enhance the diligence of the oversight processes. Body-worn cameras provide several advantages in the investigative and, by extension, the justice processes in any jurisdiction. The device provides a neutral, holistic, and impartial record of incidents and events.
He said last year the Director of Public Prosecutions ruled that the charges be laid against the members of the security forces in 24 cases submitted by INDECOM. 8 of the cases involved fatal shootings. 1 of the 8 cases involved a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, while the remainder involved members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Child who survived the St. Anne House fire out of school since September, says the CPFSA. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency is reporting that the 5-year-old boy who survived the Sunday's fire in Walkerswood, St. Anne, has not been attending school since September. The boy's 3 siblings died in the blaze. His grandmother, who was in another section of the house with him, also escaped injury. The CPFSA says the child's absence from school was uncovered following an assessment. The agency is encouraging parents or guardians who need assistance in sending their children to school to contact its office within their parish. Chief Executive Officer of the CPFSA, Lord Adams Thomas, says caregivers who seek assistance will be referred to its Child and Family Support Unit, which provides targeted support to vulnerable children and families. Mrs. Adams Thomas says the CPFSA does not prioritize seeking sanctions through the court against the parents who are unable to send their children to school due to financial constraints. Instead, she says the agency focuses on offering assistance and support to help ensure children can attend school. Meanwhile, the CPFSA says it remains committed to providing ongoing support to the child to ensure his safety and welfare are maintained in the aftermath of the tragedy.
We have also referred the child to the Ministry of Justice's Victim Services Division to ensure that he receives the psychological support needed to help him cope with this profound loss. Our Child and Family Support Unit is providing psychosocial support to the surviving child. This will include assisting with replacing essential items such as clothing, school uniforms, and important documents. We will also be ensuring that the child is returned to school when he is psychologically ready.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.